Hey, how is it going again, Guardians? LVnative here with another Destiny video. Today is Friday. Let's go ahead and see in the tower where Xur is hiding. Did I say in the tower? I'm just kidding. For the last few weeks, he has made his home and made himself quite comfortable right over here in the reef. Now, before we check it out, if this video helps you out or you enjoyed it all, make sure you go ahead and smack that like button for me. Greatly helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Also, if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe for more great future videos like this. Now, without any further ado, Xur, show me the goods, baby. Let me see that sweet loot that you're carrying this week. Alright, so it doesn't look, honestly, like he has got anything that great, but let's go ahead and take a look at it. Number one, you have got your Legacy Engram. Now, this is going to give you a body armor piece, basically from year one that has not gone all the way up to year 3. It is really just for you completionists out there. If there is one piece of body armor that you can't get from year 1 and you have the extra strange coin, yeah, you can go ahead and spin this if you want. Me personally, I would just save my strange coin for either some 3 coins or something else possibly better next week. Moving on, let's go ahead and take a look for the Titan. You have got your Eternal Warrior helmet. Now, this one comes with a decent intellect roll, not the greatest, but not horrible either. The big thing with this is you gain Unstoppable for your Fist of Havoc. Now, this sounds pretty good. You know, Unstoppable gives you some extra armor and makes you harder to kill while your Fist of Havoc animation is going. However, when you equip this and you are using this perk of Resolute, which gives you the Unstoppable, it doesn't even give you the extra armor that you get when you normally equip that perk in your subclass anyway. This is 100% a pass, unless you just want to walk around looking like a statue. That's the only reason I could see to wear this helmet. Alright, moving on to your hunters, you've got the good old Knucklehead Radar. With a discipline and strength roll, it's a decent one. The strength could be a little bit higher, but it's not a horrible stat roll for it. Now, the Knucklehead Radar, basically that's going to give you something called Sensor Pack. Radar remains visible while aiming down your primary weapons, otherwise known as Third Eye. Now, this, in my opinion, is a completely wasted exotic slot if you choose to run this. Unless you want to walk around, you know, looking like a Cyclops right there. That's the only reason I can see using it, but it doesn't really give you anything worth using an exotic slot over. So basically this gives you Third Eye, right? Well, you can just go ahead and equip a certain artifact here known as the Memory of Galeon. Now, this gives you radar permiss when sighting down your primary weapons, which is exactly the same thing that the Knucklehead Radar gives you. Also, it gives you a little bit more of a detailed radar, almost like what you get with Keen Scout. So, why would you use an exotic slot when one artifact can do that and more for you? Again, I see no reason to spend your coins on that unless, again, you're just a completionist. Now, for your Warlocks, you've got a little interesting piece here. An Intel Strength roll on your gauntlets known as the Impossible Machines. Now, when I choose to run my Stormcaller, I usually will run with an Intellect Strength build, so the perks for this aren't bad. The values can be a little bit higher, but at least it is Intellect Strength when I would be using this in the first place, so that's not half bad. Let's go ahead and take a look at the main perk, and this is Lightning Rod. Unlocks a Stormcaller subclass node Landfall for free. So without even having to select Landfall, when you pop your super, this will already go ahead and do it. On casting your Storm Trance, you fire a bolt of lightning onto the ground, creating a devastating shockwave around you. This is an okay perk. However, when we're talking gloves, and we're talking exotics, and we're talking Warlock, we are talking the Ophidian aspects, which will blow these out of the water, regardless of which subclass you equip it on. Whether you're your Stormcaller, your Sunsinger, or your Voidwalker, I highly recommend using the Ophidian aspects. Now, Xur does not only sling armor to us every week, he also brings us a weapon. That weapon this week is the good old Suros Regime, back in red and black. You know I love that color scheme, baby. Now, this is a very interesting auto rifle. Unfortunately, the only thing that really holds us back is the current endgame right now, the current meta. it is at the point right now where the a little bit slower fire rate, higher impact auto rifles are just not in a good spot to be competitive right now in PvP. Now, little update down the line could completely turn this on its heels, and the Suros could turn into one of the more popular weapons for you to use. But right now, it's just not used that much, only not because the weapon itself is bad, because the archetype is just not in a great place. But if they do an update in the future, that could change very, very quickly. Really quick, let's take a look at what makes this one special. You got two different things that make this stand out. One is its Suros Legacy perk, where the bottom half of each magazine deals bonus damage and has a chance to return health on a kill. So kind of like two perks in one there. Not bad at all. That little extra health on a kill has saved me on more than one occasion, and having the glass half full perk is not a bad option to have on an auto rifle either. Now you can either choose spinning up, which is going to make you fire this weapon faster the longer you hold down that fire button. Because of that, it does give you a big increase in stability because you're going to want it when that weapon starts firing quickly. The other one is focused fire. Now, focused fire, when you zoom in with your weapon, it's going to give you a little bit of extra range, actually a lot of extra range, but it fires slower but does a little bit more damage per shot. So overall, with focused fire, you lose a little bit of DPS. However, this works surprisingly well in a lot of PvE engagements, especially for clearing lower trash mobs. This will make very short work of them. Now, your other perk, spinning up, I think is much more of a PvP perk, and between the two, this is going to get you the best results, in my opinion, for my playstyle anyway. Whenever I choose to run this in the Crucible, go with spinning up. If I choose to run this in PvE, go with focused fire. Now, aside from that, we've got a couple of ornaments for 25 silver dust each. So you got the Shock Hazard for your Zalo Supercell, and you also have the Board in Fire for the Young Wolf's Howl. If you got some extra silver dust lying around and you want either of those, go ahead and pick them up. Now, as always, we have our Plasma Drive and Emerald Coil for those rare blue style sparrows that are rolling around there. You can also buy your Heavy Ammo Synthesis as well as 3 of coins. And if you have that perfect piece of armor that you've been looking for, but the roll just absolutely stinks on it, go ahead and pick up some glass needles and re-roll those and try to make it a little bit better for you. And last, and let's face it, about least, you can get up some Mode of Lights. If you need some extra ones, you can spend some strange coin on that. Not the best exchange rate in my opinion, but I have never really ran into a case where I needed a bunch more Modes of Light because I've stockpiled quite a bit. But if you do, this is a kind of a last-ditch effort. If you just need a couple of those for something, you can spend some strange coin on them and get them for yourself. Well guys, that's pretty much gonna do it. Remember, if you did like this video, go ahead and smack a like, and in the comment section below, you let me know if you were happy or disappointed with what Xur is bringing this week, and let me know what you'd really like to hope to see that he has in next week's inventory. As always, this is LVnative, you guys are awesome, and I will see you in the next one.